Hey everybody, this is a Cervélo Aspero. They've been around for a little while. We're going to put a bottom bracket in this because obviously it needs it. This is what happens when a pro races it for one race, essentially in really bad conditions. But this doesn't have a BB Infinite in it. It has that screw together one that Cervélo's been putting out with all their bikes lately that requires some special tools. I'm going to show you how to get it out without purchasing those special tools you will never use again. Alright, this is basically what's in here right now is one of these little screw together BBs. And what I want to show you is what we're going to do with the Dremel tool. I'm going to be removing this bearing in just a second because we are going to be getting into it with one of these little Dremel tools. This is a high-speed cutting tool that works on wood, plastic, and of course aluminum. Wouldn't want to use it on steel. But you want to put it in the arbor so it still can get a pretty good reach because you want to get out past this threaded area. Because the whole point of this cutoff tool is see how short the profile is? It's going to be just long enough to go through the wall of this, but not so tall that even if you go through the wall completely, which is what we're going to do, and go all the way around, it'll never come up high enough to contact the inner diameter of the bottom bracket, because the inner diameter of the bottom bracket is 46 millimeters. This is like about 34, and this is barely going to cut through it. So there's still going to be a big air gap in there once this blade goes through, and it has no chance of hitting the carbon on the inside. Because I know that's going to be obviously a big concern. We don't want to come in here with this Dremel tool and cut through this bottom bracket and then start sawing into our bike. It's going to be a very bad day, right? So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to start by getting a good visual on what's going on inside of here. And for that, you need to remove this bearing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to tap this bearing out. And you see I'm using just the walk it out with a drift method. This is the same way you would take bearings out of our own bottom brackets. There are a lot of special tools on the market for all these different things. I don't like one-hit wonders, no pun intended. I just like to get the job done. You guys are going to want to wear eye protection because this is a non-ferrous metal coming off here. Of course, it's aluminum, so you're not going to be able to use a magnet to get it out of your eye once it's in there if you can't wash it out. It's going to be super uncomfortable and very inconvenient. Ear protection is always a good idea because it's going to sound like you're at the dentist. And get right in here on the back side of our cut, and this is not staged. this is how easy this comes out. All right, and then I wonder if I can just grab it and pull it out. Nope, not yet. This is a really good illustration of what I was talking about at the outset. Here's the visual. Come on in and see what I mean by this blade is not thick enough to go all the way through. You see the air gap down in the space there? It's impossible. It really couldn't even hit the carbon at all. That's what you're looking for. Now, if this is a BB86 bike, it's going to be a lot closer in there, so be advised. Think about what you're doing before you do it. This is the cutoff piece. We want to get square up on it and just tap it right on the face, just like that, right on the face of where we cut. And it's going to come out of there pretty easy. This is actually the threaded side. And here's what came out. You see the cut all the way around. It's kind of jagged, but got the job done. And if you want to come in here, I will show you that there is not a single mark at all, not even the slightest, in this carbon whatsoever. And that's what you call success.